Hey, welcome. You all. Realistically, we have a problem because many of us are having conversation with ourselves about these goals and objectives that we would like to see happen in certain periods of our time. And I just want to be real with you. Some of these goals and objectives that you're making, you'll never reach those because they're not yours, first of all. And then you sit up here and they're not realistic. You sit up here and tell somebody that you want to be a millionaire, you want to see yourself achieve these goals, you want to see yourself be this and that, when the truth of the matter is you don't have the efforts, you don't have the time nor the practice to put in to make these goals even come to fruition. You sit up here and you're running off in other people's ideas and concept of what a goal could look like, an objective could look like, but you never sit there and look at your capabilities or your ability to achieve these goals or objectives. You sit up here and you make these ideal concepts based off of no research, no real thought about it. It's just that you sit up here and just talk about you want to be something. And I wanted to talk today about making realistic goals and objectives and tasks that works. I hear someone tell me that you shouldn't worry about your goals and objectives, but create a system that works to help you to make these better decisions, to be able to analyze and find a reason to support these things you're trying to achieve, whatever they are. I don't know what they are, and sometimes you don't even know. And you spend all this time sitting up here trying to tell yourself about these goals and objectives and get up disappointed and upset because you're not making them or not achieving them, when the truth of the matter is they were never achievable because you're asking yourself or setting goals for something that you're just not capable of achieving. I can't sit up here and talk about being an astronaut and going to the moon when I've never even did anything or any studying about what it takes to be an astronaut. I'm 70 years old and talk about I want to go to the moon. Well, maybe you may go if for some reason they get this big old plane and everybody jump on in the lottery or whatever and you go to the moon that way. But at 70-year-old, maybe not physically fit enough, do you think they're going to put you on a plane and take it out? I know it says far-fetched and you're like, man, he's making fun of it, but think about this. Some of the goals and objectives that we're making is just that. You're making it based off somebody else's decision or something that you heard, and you say, you know what, I'm going to do this. I am going to be that person. Well, what is that person? When you're making unrealistic goals based off of what other people's ideas and concept for achievement, and it doesn't line up with your makeup and the things that you can actually do, then you're setting yourself for failure. That's right, you're setting yourself up for failure. If you know that you don't have the commitment, you don't have the fortitude or the status to stand there and push yourself to reaching these goals and objectives, especially if you never took the time to really build these off, basing off who you are and what you're capable of doing, then you're setting yourself up again to fail, and you will fail. If you don't fail because you don't achieve, personally you're going to fail because you're going to feel like you let yourself down. And I don't understand how you force yourself to let yourself down when at the very beginning you didn't take the time to analyze and structure what decision makers look like. How do we set these goals down? So let's stop there. I want to be successful in A, whatever A is. So before we go running around and start talking about this goal and objection and task, we want to sit back and really make sure that we understand what this is. Really understand what we're telling ourselves that we want to create a goal or objective to be or achieve. So let's pull back. So I am now looking at myself as a high school student. I'm in the 9th grade and I've just got introduced to high school. And one of the things I'm doing is I'm in school and I'm learning about what it means to be in high school, because I just came from middle school, and I'm seeing the demand and the structure that is put upon me. Those things that are coming up and they're asking me to do A, B, C, D. And I'm learning the high school system. Key word is system. Now, as I go through from year to year, I start seeing some things that I like. I start seeing some things, what I want to do. And when I get to the 10th grade, I am really looking at what is going to be after graduation. What do I need to put myself in place for when I graduate? And then most of us start finding things in school. We might be athletes, we may be book scholars, we may be entrepreneur spirits or that. We're ready to explore the unknown. So now we start looking at some of the things that we like to do or we have an interest in. So now let's just say that I want to be an entrepreneur. And now just saying I'm an entrepreneur is not good enough. Now we need to take it from a broad lens and bring it in a little closer. See, here's the problem. We keep things so broad, that we don't bring it in, and then we end up losing our momentum or our reason for, because we keep it so broad. So I want to be an entrepreneur. Now, we look at entrepreneurs, one that works for themselves and make their own money and control their business. Got you. Makes sense? I like that. Cool. So we done zero something. We zeroed down that this is what we want to do. Now, here's the big part. What is it that I'm trying to do? Entrepreneur of what? Just because I'm an entrepreneur, that doesn't say anything. Entrepreneur could be a many things, because it's meaning you're running your own business, bringing your own wealth in, and looking for the level of success for what you're willing to achieve. All right, so now that we got this broad picture entrepreneur, thumbs up on that. Now let's try to zero it down to what type of entrepreneur are we looking at? What type of business are we trying to get? So then we start going through this evaluation. What is it that you like to do, and what do you think you could do good enough to make revenue from, or other people want to buy in it? If it's through service or through a product. See, now we're starting to zero it in. So now we realize that, hey, you know what? I need to see if I can provide a service or I can provide a product. Okay, now I don't know where you go from this, but let's just say that I'm good talking. I'm a talker. So maybe I may believe that I can make money off in being a landscape media influencer or public speaking. Maybe that's where I want it. So can I do both? Probably so. So let's look at it. So we're going to make our money off in the lip service that we have, and we want to hone in our gifts so that people will want to be a part, or want us to be a part of what they're achieving, by either setting up webinars or doing conferences or being in social medias or being in platforms where people can hear our voice talk back and forth to them, and we make money from that. All right, so now we're starting to zero it down. Now we done came in from a product to an actual service. So we're good with the service now. So now what does that mean? Because we said we want to be one that's going to be sharing our voice with the world, either through social media or through some other platform, i.e. webinars or conferences. All right, cool. So in order to do that now, we still dealing with our realistic goals and objectives. What do we do now? We have to do research. We have to understand what is the requirement for this that we're speaking of. Is this realistic goals? As of right now, yes. How is it realistic? We got a task. We can make a task from it. We can measure our success, and we can come up with some results and expectations, right? So now, for right now, it's reasonable, because what I'm hearing is I can talk. I believe I have some common sense or some resources that I probably can provide for somebody who may be in the interest of hearing what I'm saying and the information that I want to provide to them. So when talking, the next thing is, before we move on, we've zeroed that we're going to be talkers or some type of encouragers or whatever. Now we need to figure out what is our special skill that we can share with them. We just don't want to be talking in the air. We want to be able to provide them with information that is valuable to them, and many people want to purchase that. What would that be? So we need to do research. We need to sit back and see other people in the field that are doing exactly what we envision to do, and then we try to find what that is. The first thing, I think we should look for is what we really have a passion in when we want to talk about it. Is it about talking about athletes? Are we talking about bettering ourselves? Are we talking about encouraging? Are we talking about some type of training? Are we talking about our schooling? Are we talking about our craft? Whatever it may be, we zero it down. Once you have identified that, now we can move a little closer. We've done the research for these particular things, and the one that lands home is the one that we need to see who is doing this outside in real world that can inspire us, encourage us, and get some information from it that we can look on the YouTube or Google or chats or whatever you need to do to find the information that what the now current person who has the goal and objective that you're seeking is currently doing, to see if what, how, when, and where. How are they doing it? Where are they located at? When is the right time that you, and can I visit with them? Can I go to platforms where they have these different sessions where I can learn and watch other people perform in their craft for something that I'm gonna drive new? Is that still realistic? Yes. Now, here's where it goes to the left at. Right now, we're talking realistic, we're doing our research, and it sounds like we test. Now we're about to set tasks, objectives, and goals, but here's what happens. Somebody sits up and tell you that, you know what, you should expect to make $1 million in your first month out. And your goal is, that's exactly what I'm doing because somebody over here did it, and I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna make that $1 million, and I'm gonna make 2 million in the next month. I'm gonna be a 5 million person in 2 months. I know it's gonna happen. Is that realistic goal? It sounds good, but if you look at the market, that's not happening. Now you do have these one times, you have people that get on YouTube and one video and it goes viral and everybody wants it. But it doesn't happen that often. And it can happen, but I don't think you're gonna hit gold every time. The realistic goal is to just put yourself in a platform where you can start building an interest or build an audience or build a following to your craft. Now, if money comes from that and it speaks out fast, great. But to sit back there and to make a number as $1 million or $2 million in your first week out might be stretching it quite far. Now what happens is, this is where disappointment comes in. Because once you get your craft, once you got your task, once you got your objective, once you got your goals all set up, and that goal of that $1 million setup, and that first week you don't receive that, sometimes it's demoralizing. It kills your momentum, it takes you out of the line. Because you were so fixated on this unrealistic goal of $1 million from the first time you speak, and it didn't achieve it, now you're giving up. Now you're burnt. Now you're destroyed. Now you feel like you're a failure. When in actuality, that you were so good with the tasks and the objectives, but your goal threw you off. Instead of you sitting back and saying, I want to put myself in the position that over a period of time, I will make revenue, and I will be able to tweak that revenue or how I approach it to help me to get additional revenue, then that's where we win at. That's where we start seeing changes. That's when we're making realistic goals. But to sit up there and throw a number way off like that, it's setting you up for failure. And just like sitting up here and thinking that you're gonna just come out here and everybody in the world gonna open up a door for you to have conversation, you to be able to talk, you to be able to go forth and do things, it may not happen like that. And if you look at the people that you're doing research on, you'll see most of them tell you that we had to go for years, or we had to do this or do that to position ourselves. And then there's some people that just knew somebody and fell into the right place at the right timing. Sometimes the cars lined up like that for them, and some it didn't. But for us, we shouldn't go in there with looking for the perfect car lineup. We should go up and say position ourselves for success, meaning that we're willing to put in the work. We understand that there's a set time for these to achieve. We understand that there's some goals and objectives that's going to come up. There's going to be some tweaking. There's going to be some realignment. And we're going to keep with our encouragement, our goal, because we're not going to lose our why. And our why is to be an entrepreneur who provides service through the means of conversation, through platforms, and through videos. We're going to be in that arena until something else happens. We're not going to start this, throw spaghetti and stick it to the wall and see what sticks. Throw it against the wall and see what sticks. To me, I think that's the worst scenario, because it's only going to be there until things dry up. As long as it's moist, it'll stay there for a while. But as soon as it starts drying up, it's going to fall off. And I think that's more of a challenge when you start putting your mind on just saying, I'm going to throw and see what lands, versus let me put a system together that will have me to keep evaluating and reevaluating my steps and my efforts, my tasks, and realigning them to get there. So what am I saying? Learn to make realistic goals and objectives that make sense, that you can sit back and find a way to measure it, tweak it, and go forth in that. Stop sitting up here allowing these goals that you're making that's this huge and expect it to come into this level. Over time, anything can work out if you put the efforts and the time in. That's my belief. Now, I want to stop here. If you haven't, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit it. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, do that. But most of all, I'm concerned about your comments. I want to have some interaction with you. I want to know what's going on with you. I want to know some of the challenges that you're facing. I want some of the things that you have, and does this mean to you? And if always, if you find something in here that strikes an interest and you want to share with somebody, please do. But I need you to subscribe, because I'm trying to build a subscription up. I want more people that I can impact and share these things with, and hopefully this benefits you. So listen, we talked about, if you haven't already, go back and see that why, finding your why. Go back and look at creating a system. Remember that this one is about creating realistic goals and objectives. But I want you to look at this video, the one that says I slipped, I failed, and I'm trying to get up. That's right, I slipped, I failed, and I'm trying to get up. Talk to you soon.